was not prudent at all to have the Ministry of Health. Well, they are the one who are risking the members of the public. We had issues of scandals from right, left, centers. Yeah, so it was not anywhere prudent to still have the ministry that's supposed to protect you, but it was giving you, it was giving us problems, and not only that, it was subjecting the members of the public to serious health risks. So so the question now was, why should we have this ministry if it's not caring for us? So that was the thought behind, because it was just too much. You go to auditor's report, day in, year out, it is Ministry of Health. And moreover, it is the ministry that, for me, I feel the former administration used to siphon a lot of money from this country.
Right.
Yeah, so it was not necessary by then. But anyway, with the change of regimen, with the change of government, yes, we still have hope that the Ministry of Health can now be functioning as the Ministry of Health. But still, what we have only seen is just one person being changed. The remaining are still the same people who were subjecting the Zambian people to fake drugs, fake condoms, fake vaccines, stockouts of drugs. All those things, they are the same people as still at the Ministry of Health, apart from the minister herself. So you can understand now that the minister, she's just a political figure, the Minister of Health. Right. But the technocrats who are subjecting us, the Zambians, who are tormenting us, are still there at the Ministry of Health. These are the people who could float a tender to supply tricycles, ambulances, to the places where there are no roads. Right. And you know very well that if you take a tricycle ambulance in Kaputa, where there are no roads, how is the tricycle ambulance going to move in that area? These are the people who bought tricycle ambulances, one at $7,200. Well, the range for tricycle ambulances is between $900 to $1,500. So now you understand how they manipulated the figures for us to reach to about what, 7,200. These are the same people. These are the same people who bought the ambulances at $288,000 each. IVOC ambulances that you see, they are not even working. They are not even used anywhere. Now, well, the normal price of a proper ambulance, the normal price of a proper ambulance is between $80,000 to $120,000. And we were told to say these ambulances, they will come with special equipment. Which special equipment the ambulance can have, apart from the normal equipment which we see in ambulances? They are still there. These are the same people who have been conniving with some foreign companies, especially in the pharmaceutical supply chain, to supply fake drugs to the Zambian people. So why should we continue having these people there? The only person who's new at the Ministry of Health is the minister. But she's not safe if she continue working with those people. She's nowhere safe. Very soon we'll start calling for dismissal of Honorable Masebo from the Ministry of Health. Not that she has done anything wrong, no, because the team she's working with, the current team, is very corrupt team. The team that didn't care for you and me. The team the people of Zambia rejected because of supplying fake drugs. The team the people of Zambia rejected because of supplying fake condoms. That's the team the people of Zambia rejected on 12th August and voted in President Hakainde Hichilema so that he puts his team at the Ministry of Health. So this is what's happening there.
All right.
I hope it's not too much for you.
Well, it's very interesting, and I was trying to take down some of your strong points that you've just offloaded. You feel that Honorable Maseo is not safe at the moment?
No, she's nowhere near safe with that team.
All right.
That's the team that has been tormenting the Zambian people. I call them terrorists because their behavior is terrorist kind of way. You see, a terrorist is not only someone who moves with bombs, but someone who can give 17 million Zambians fake drugs. What type of a person is that? Wanting to kill your fellow Zambian? Those are the same people who are still there.
So for you, those are terrorists?
They are terrorists. There's no two way about it. Their action is too much. Yes.
When you describe certain faces at the Ministry of Health, or calling them as terrorists, as you are calling them, somebody's going to argue, if you are out there, to say, when the government changed, the people possibly they wanted to have maybe the previous Minister of Health out of that office, or the previous ministers. Let's talk about Honorable Chitalo Chirufya was fired, amidst the controversy of the expired drugs and the likes. We also had Dr. Chand as well, who never went back to the ministry. And that's a change possibly that the people of Zambia wanted. When the government changes, does it mean that even an innocent civil servant who is well qualified, a technocrat, should be fired as well?
So you think like the issue of fake drugs, the issue of corruption at the Ministry of Health, the former Minister for Health was doing those things alone? No, that's not true. He was working with those teams. The team that is there, that is his team. They are there to cover up all the dirty tricks of the former or previous administration. They are not there to save the new administration. No. They are nowhere near saving the new administration. And this is where the new administration needs to be very much quick and fast in making sure that the Ministry of Health is looked into in a quicker way. Because those people are just there to cover up the tracks of the previous administration. You may try to say, let me see what happened in the issue of supply of ambulances. You'll find they'll cover up. Let's see what happened in the supply of tricycles. You'll find that they'll cover it up. Let's see what happened in the supply of fake drugs. They'll cover it up. Let's see why from January to December we had constantly stock out of drugs. They'll cover it up. So those people are still there. They are not there to save the new administration. They are there to cover up their tracks and the tracks of the former administration. And you know very well that the people of Zambia rejected the previous administration because of corruption, because of them subjected the Zambian people to fake drugs. But those people who did that, they are still there, serving at the Ministry of Health. Doing what?
Why do we want to shorten or to limit the lifespan of a qualified civil servant, for example, an innocent civil servant, to the lifespan of a politician who has been maybe elected as or appointed as a minister? For how long should a politician or should a technocrat like a PS really serve in government? Should it be dependent on how long a political party stays in office, really?
No, not really, but integrity.
Right.
Integrity will make you stay for a longer period of time in whatever you go, whatever you do. Now, do you think there were integrity at all those people who are the technical team at the Ministry of Health? There was no integrity at all. These people made you, provided you visited the government hospital, you consumed the fake medicine. Was that integrity? No. Today they cry to say, no, we were working under pressure from the previous administration. Why didn't they resign? It's just simple like that. I cannot come and say, no, I was working under pressure from the previous administration. This one was putting more pressure on me. No. If you are putting me under pressure, look, I'm a professional. You know what I'll do next? I'll resign. I can't take up this rubbish you are pushing me on. I'm a professional. I need to leave so that you can get the people who are user-friendly for you to be using them. So it is not, you cannot say, no, this one had integrity, let's keep them. No. Integrity of killing the Zambian people? No, this person was just used by the previous administration. No, they allowed themselves to be used. Why didn't they resign? So for me, by separating those people with the previous administration, I think that's something unacceptable. They need to go with the previous administration because those are the people the Zambian people rejected. How are we going to build the confidence in the Ministry of Health if Malama is still there as a permanent secretary?
And that
who
was
were
my next
there?
question.
Who were there when fake drugs were supplied?
Go ahead. Which people are you recommending to go in this case?
The entire Ministry of Health need to be overhauled by the president. Come to only the permanent secretary for administration is the one who has been fired. But the problem that has been at the Ministry of Health are technical problems. The permanent secretary of technical services is still there. Supply of fake drugs, is that an administration problem? No, it's a technical problem. We have companies supplying drugs that are recorded on a monthly or daily basis. Is that administration problem? No, that's the technical problem. Supply of tricycle ambulances that are taken to Kaputa or to an area where you know very well that the roads are not there. Is that an administration problem? No, that's a technical problem. You supply an ambulance without a bed in it. Supplying or lying to the Zambian people that the ambulances that we are buying at $288,000 US are going to come with special equipment. Do you think that's an admin problem? That's a technical problem. Supplying or buying ventilators that are faulty, is that an administration problem? That's a technical problem. So the technical party of the Ministry of Health has been failing and continuously failing. That shows you to say there is incompetency at the Ministry of Health. Serious incompetence. Right. And those people are still there. So how can we build the confidence in the Ministry of Health if we still have people like Malama there who were in the previous administration supporting all the wrong things the previous administration was doing? If Malama today can come out and say, no, I was working under pressure, why didn't he resign? Meaning that there's no morals, there's no integrity. If someone is pushing you to do the wrong thing, do you know what you do? You say, no, I can't do this. How do you say, no, you can't do this? By resigning.
Let's presume that Dr. Malama is innocent for now.
Innocent for what? I've just mentioned you the problems that are there. Innocent for what? Yes, you will find them innocent, but the problem is are there. You see, if someone has been failing in learning the ministry, then you say, how can you claim that they are innocent? Year in, year out, auditor's report comes out and show all the wrongs at the Ministry of Health. How can you say that this person is innocent? You are the controller, you are the boss of everyone. Then your company or your ministry is every year in, year out is being found in the auditor's report. Then you claim yourself as a director? Innocent? No. You have been failing in your duties. If your juniors are the one who are doing wrong things, but you can't fire them. You cannot transfer them. You can't charge them. You have been failing in your duties as a supervisor. And in this situation, Malam has been failing in his duties all this time.
Maybe you are being too strong, Mr.
No, I'm not too strong.
Mr.
I'm just
Kanyika.
putting the facts. Simple like that. There is no any nice word to put. It's just a matter of saying things the way they are.
And let me finish my question. You've just cut me short. I was saying, let's imagine that Dr. Malama, for now, is innocent. Why am I saying this? Remember that at Ministry of Health, we had about 2 permanent secretaries. And among them, one of them was fired. All right? So really, and she was fired, shortly after the minister as well was fired. So let's imagine that maybe those are the people that maybe could have committed these wrongs that you are talking about, and for Dr. Malama to have remained as a permanent secretary at the Ministry of Health, let's imagine that he is innocent. That's a benefit of doubt. And why should you go hard on his throat calling for his dismissal? I think you are being unfair.
No, I'm not calling for his dismissal.
Yeah.
I'm not calling for his dismissal.
Yeah.
I'm just calling him to be given another assignment elsewhere. But Ministry of Health, no, he has failed terribly. Look, let's understand here one thing. When Ikaku was fired, when the auditor's report was presented, was Ministry of Health, did it appear or it didn't appear?
Yeah.
It appeared, is it not so? The problem is still there, is it not so?
Yeah.
So, was Kaku a problem? The answer is no, the problem was still there. There is an issue here of another permanent secretary who has been relieved from the duties.
Yeah.
As the problem at the Ministry of Health finished, no, the person who came was new, and Ngurube was again relieved from his duties by the president. But at the problem at the Ministry of Health, have they finished? The answer is no. The problem was still there. So that indicates to you that the problem is still there. So the president now needs to act.
Could it be maybe it's a problem with the system, entire system itself, not really the human resource operating there, but the system that needs to, an overhaul altogether?
You see, I hear most people talk about the system, what and what, but you should understand one thing. The system of governance in Zambia has been there since 1964. You see? It is the same system since 1964, but different individuals. So it is the individuals that corrupt the system. The system itself is not corrupt, but the individuals themselves. The system itself is hardworking, but it's the individuals that make the system to fail or fail to produce the results. So it's not about the system, but it's more about the individuals, because this system has been in place for a longer period of time. Why should you go or learn to talk about the system? Well, you are failing to talk about the individuals that are making the system not to perform. That's something unacceptable. Let's call a spade and call individuals who have been failing their duties. And have been saying, to say, the main advisor to the minister is a permanent secretary. That's the chief advisor. Today, the minister for health, she has been guided to say, no, let's relax the restrictions on COVID-19. That's a wrong move. Again, the minister, when there was an issue to do with HIV and all that, the minister, she was given wrong statistics to read to the members of the public, where she was told to compare the results for HIV, the prevalence rate for HIV in 2010 and 2016, where you are in 2021. Besides the people of Zambia being given also fake condoms. And when you hear and see what other directors in the same ministry have been talking about the prevalence rates in different areas of the country concerning HIV. They will tell you that it has gone up. So now you see, who gave the minister such a wrong statement and statistics concerning HIV? The advisor. Who's the advisor to the minister? A permanent secretary. That's the chief advisor, together with the technical team. So that indicates to you that there is a problem here.
This blame game, really, for me, I don't know, I need to be guided here, and the people that are watching us, Mr. Kanyika, that possibly Honorable Maseo,
yes,
she knows what she's doing. Remember that this person is not new at the Ministry of Health. She's been there before. She was there from was it August 2005, somewhere there, up to 2006, until Honorable Branch 2 took over from her. So she's been there. She knows everything. I should say everything she knows, despite maybe the dynamics that might have changed. But this is a person who's very competent about the job she's doing.
I'm not saying Honorable Masebo, she's failing her duties.
Yeah.
No. Honorable Masebo, she's hardworking.
Yeah.
Very competent. And for me, I call her as Iron Lady.
And
because
that's the reason why
she doesn't tolerate.
Don't you think so?
She doesn't tolerate much, or she doesn't tolerate any nonsense.
Right.
But in this situation, even if herself she's all that stuff, the problem which is here is the technical team she's working with will make her look like she doesn't know what she's doing. She's hardworking, very tough, very sober. You see? But a minister cannot go everywhere alone. She needs the technical team, and this technical team is the technical team that she has inherited from the corrupt regimen we call the Patriotic Front. So how do you expect Honorable Masebo to be that effective with well inheriting the corrupt team? It's not possible. Nowhere possible.
Look, I think my question was to, let me repeat my question. Why I brought the issue of competence in Honorable Sylvia Maseo, who has been at the helm of the Ministry of Health for quite some times now in this country. And I said she's well qualified, and I'm glad you've also agreed with me that she is very competent and she knows what she's doing. But look, she's got all the powers. Even now, if she wants, tomorrow you might hear people have been fired. You might hear that certain boards or whatever have been dissolved. So for her to keep with that technocrats we are talking about here, or that team, I think she knows what she's doing. She knows what she wants to achieve. So really, let's not blame her for keeping those individuals. And again, maybe it would be unfair for you to begin to advocate for the maybe reshuffles within the Ministry of Health, because Honorable Sylvia Maseo, like we have agreed together here, and the people that are watching are agreeing with you that she is indeed qualified or competent. For you to begin now to put pressure on the minister or to put pressure on President Bali, maybe you're being unfair, because maybe there's something she wants to achieve in the wrong land.
No, I'm not anywhere unfair.
Yeah.
I'm just stating the facts, and I'm just saying the truth.
Right.
You see, there is nothing for you or for anyone to say I'm being unfair. No, I'm just stating the facts. I've asked a simple question. When tricycles, which were bought at $7,200 where these people are still at the Ministry of Health, were they involved, were the one who are there and they clapping to say, yes, this is a good investment. Yes, they are the ones. When you and me, we were subjected to fake drugs, were these people there and clapping to say, no, this is the quality of drugs Zambians consume? They are the same people. So I'm not giving pressure to the president. No, the president knows what he's doing. But I'm here just stating the facts to say, look, these people were with the same administration we called corrupt, and were the people who were moving the papers and files for these people. how can these people still stay and have their jobs by them just saying, no, we were working under difficult conditions? No. Look, let me give you an example. The Auditors General, Dr. Schemba, even him was working in the previous administration. Did he stop or did he start manufacturing figures or writing the reports of things that are not here or there? No. Things were coming out and he was telling the members of the public. You see? But now, these people who were every day wanting, every day finding problems, they were the one whom we are saying, no, these people, they should stay. I think that would be very much unfair and betrayal to the Zambian people who voted this the new administration of President Hakainde Hichilema.
Right.
They voted the PF out because they really wanted even the people who were the heads of some of these institutions to go.
Right.
Yeah.
I love your passion, you know, and your advocacy to have, you know, to achieve, you know, our, you know, good, healthy country. But again, I think, I don't know if you're going to appreciate this. I'm happy again in your preamble, you didn't mention that the Ministry of Health has been one ministry that has gone through a lot of scandals, you know, in the last 10 years, you know, and the likes. But again, governments have come in, governments have gone, and they have told us to say there's been a lot of achievements that have been done in the Ministry of Health or to improve the health sector in general. You remember, Mr. Kanyika, that not long ago we had, you know, some projects such as the mobile hospitals, you know, under the Rupiah Band administration. We had a lot of them actually, where we were told again, the people of Zambia were told that these mobile hospitals are going to enhance the health system of our country. Hence, we are going to see maybe a reduction in these premature deaths across the country. What happened with those mobile hospitals up to now? I don't know if we can able to identify any or one, you know, mobile hospitals in this country. We're not sure where they've gone. These are the challenges that we have gone through as a nation. Besides that as well, the Party Front came with another pilot project of, you know, planting or dotting around these, you know, health supports across the country. You know, all these initiatives for me, we seem to have reaped nothing. We seem to have benefited little out of the huge sums of money that we spent as a country. You being a pharmacist as well as former pharmaceutical side of Zambia, where have we gone wrong as a nation?
You see, the problem that I've seen in this country, we think like the people we put in leadership, once they are voted or appointed as ministers or as the permanent secretaries or whatever, they tend to be more wise than anyone else. So in this situation, there are those things that people are saying to say, no, you need to be in good books with the government. You cannot criticize the government. That's where we have got it wrong. Those people serving in government offices are humans. They are humans and they are prone to error. And you just have to remind them on a daily basis on the wrong things they are doing. For example, I just mentioned to say the Minister of Health removed the restriction on COVID, the restriction for COVID, the COVID restrictions. She uplifted those restrictions. The health sector professions have come out and started clapping to say, this is the wise move the minister has done. But I'm saying, no, the move is a wrong move. Why is it wrong move? We only have 3.8% people who are vaccinated. And opening or lifting the restrictions on the COVID, it will put us in pressure, and the people being pressure, or the people bear the burden, are health workers. And these are the association that now comes out and start clapping for that, instead of saying, no, that's not the way it's supposed to do. We are supposed to move in this direction and push the Zambian people to get vaccinated. Then we can think of opening up the country. If I'm not mistaken, should be Seychelles or another country, if I'm not mistaken, that have vaccinated about 83% of their population. But they have not lifted the COVID restrictions. They have maintained them, and they are still demanding those. Why can't we, us also in Zambia, do the same? But we are clapping. When the minister comes again, she says something, you find that us who are outside there, who suppose to say, no, this move is a right or wrong move, we are not there. We are just there to support whatever the minister says. I like giving example. Last year, President Donald Trump was talking about injecting JIC on the people, you see? And he said, if JIC is killing the virus, why can't we find ways and means of injecting the people? The profession bodies in the United States, they didn't even take the all day or week or the main mute. They just told the president then and then, what you are saying is rubbish. We can't do that. You see? But if it was in Zambia, you would have heard some people trying to justify what the president said. Well, the president was wrong.
It's because it's the president that has
spoken. It's because the president that has spoken. We had issues of us making or manufacturing drugs and all those kind of things, and we have all the knowledge with us, because the government of the Patriotic Front didn't want to venture or see that we can see the potential in the pharmaceutical industry. What did everyone do? Everyone started clapping and saying Zambia has no capacity. I was shocked 2 days ago when I was reading that the National Health Research Institute was saying, no, we have the manpower, we have what to say. But I was shocked to say these are the people who try by all means to kill any form of research or any form of innovation. They kill. And today they are the people who are trying to say, we have the capacity, we have all the things, give us the money to do, to start making the vaccines, to give them the money so that they start moving in Prados, where they have been failing all this time. So those are some of the things that has been killing this country. We, the professionals, we tend to forgo our professionalism and start using the tummy to think. Do you think...
And you've been let down. Would you agree that?
The profession have been let down.
Yeah.
For, that's very true. When I was talking about, when I mentioned about the issue of the NB scandal, it was shameful to see that pharmacists came attacking me instead of them as professionals standing with their fellow professional who has stood to say this is the right thing. Yes, this is wrong, but they didn't do that, meaning that they agreed to give fake drugs to the Zambian people. So these are some of the issues.
And what did you do yourself besides just maybe talking or criticizing government? You know, what radical action did you take? When I say radical action, it could be in form of maybe protesting. You know, it's allowed. You can conduct a lone protest.
Yeah, I can conduct my own protest. I understand that, but I didn't do that because I was fighting the battles of getting my license, which was grabbed because of the same. So there are all these things that are happening
concurrently. It's possible. I mean,
I think you understand very well that we did what we did, and you saw what was happening to me. It was not something funny to mention. Yeah, it was not any something fun. It was nasty and not interesting at all. The battle, the thing for me to be professional and standing out on my professional ethics and on my professional stance, I was grabbed the license. You see? Meaning that I cannot practice anywhere. And not only that, they were tabling up to say, can you say Jerome is mad? Those things were happening. People are being put in place to say, make sure you say this guy, Jerome Kanyika, is mad. I've never had anything, any past thing to say of saying I have a mental problem. But those things were happening. I was fighting. But someone wanted to say they need to silence those. But I was just doing the professional job, the things I was trained. You, the Zambian people, you paid for my education. I had free education. I had 100% government sponsorship. You see? All that, it was courtesy of the Zambian people. Why should I betray the Zambian people when things are going wrong? I should not. Even right now, I'm still talking on the health sector because the Zambian people paid for me to speak on their behalf, paid for me to do the right thing all the time. And I want to see Zambia receive the best health sector.
Right.
We spend a lot of money in the health sector, but we don't do that. Let me give one example again. We have some, let me go on my sector very well, on the pharmaceutical sector. Currently, we were running a tender in the Ministry of Health to supply drugs to the Ministry of Health. And you know what the Ministry of Health, the people there at Ndeke House did? They offloaded the tender to supply drugs on the international, they opened it to the international community. This time and era, which Zambian pharmaceutical company can fail to bring those drugs which they are floating to the international people to come and bid to do the tendering? When are we going to create capacity within our own Zambians? The president has been talking or has been talking about building capacity. But his people, or the people at the Ministry of Health, are doing the opposite. Sure, innocent. With all this knowledge that we have, do you think myself, as a pharmacist, if I have a pharmaceutical company, can I fail to source for Panadol outside? I can't. Do you think I can fail to source for even cancer medicine outside? It's not possible. What will the people who are bidding these things internationally, can they do different from what the Zambians can do? But we are seeing this happening. Again, you find that some pharmaceutical companies that were funding the previous administration are still taking part in the bidding to this new administration.
Do we have some?
Yes, definitely.
Which ones are those?
We have a lot.
Which
No, I will not mention the names, but those people, Madam and these friends, they know those companies. Right. They know the companies that were funding the Patriotic Front campaigns.
The illegality. You are concealing the illegality because you are standing here.
I'm standing here
believing that you are fighting for, justice.
Yeah, I'm standing here to say the facts, and these are the facts which I'm stating here.
Yeah.
We know the pharmaceutical companies that were funding the PF.
Which ones are those? I think it will be prudent for the people of Zambia to hear that.
I'll leave it for now. But now you need to question Madam and his team at Ministry of Health to mention. If they are not mentioned, if they are not mentioned, if they are not mentioned, we'll start naming and shame these companies. We know some campaigns where some MPs were going. You see? We are going to get money for them to go campaign in their constituencies. Pharmaceutical campaigns.
And you are a whistleblower here. I believe that you can still disclose those names because you believe that you are fighting for justice.
I don't want. I'm waiting for these investigative wins to bring what they are going to bring out.
Right.
Only these pharmaceutical companies.
So you give them time.
We need to give them time. If they will not, and we are waiting for the president to clean up Ndeke House, then the people will be put at Ndeke House. Myself, I'll go there to Ndeke House and say, look into this company, look into this company, look into this company, open that file, do this and that.
I want to phrase
and you will get shocked with what will be coming out.
Right.
But the people are there currently are shielding some of these people who were funding the PF government in terms of campaigns, who were even assisting the PF government in terms of campaigns, these pharmaceutical companies.
I want to fuse in a few questions, and I want to get your comment regarding what we've just scratched a little bit in terms of relaxing the COVID-19 restrictions, you know, by the Bali's administration or by the Minister of Health in general. You are aware that the president has decided to establish a desk at State House, which is, you know, a combination of some technocrats. These are well-qualified, you know, young men that are looking into the issue, specifically COVID-19. And there is a desk. He's got a president, a COVID advisor, Chileng there, and the other entire team there. So really, I want to believe that for him to, or for the government to relax these restrictions, I'm sure they got a well comprehensive statement or recommendation from these individuals. Why should we question the president for having taken up that stance or that direction?
You see, I listened to the president's speech, and the president emphasized one thing. You know what he emphasized? We have the technocrats that are guiding us, who are well trained and who are educated for this. If you bring an issue of economics to me, I'll be able to teach you and I'll be able to guide you nicely. The matter of health are being, we are being guided by our colleagues in the health sector. You see? So, in this situation, I feel the advisor, the presidential advisor on COVID should stop being theoretical and be practical. Or it should balance up between practical and theory. Actually, it should balance up. It's too theoretical. You see, what am I saying? Is to just get what you are reading in books, well, on the ground are opposite of what's happening. You should know very well that we only have 3.8% of the Zambian people who are vaccinated. This problem of people shining or not getting the vaccine, it's worldwide. As a COVID advisor, you need to know what things other countries are doing or have put in place to make sure that the people are getting the vaccines. We have heard every country now, they are moving in terms of mandatory vaccination for all the frontliners, you the journalists, the health workers, the pastors, the teachers. We are moving in that direction. But here's the advisor is like he's still sleeping. You see, he's still using the theories and all that. Well, other countries have used the same way of mandatory vaccination for all the frontliners, and we have seen the numbers going up. And people have been given targets to say by this date, if you are a civil servant, you are not vaccinated, you will not be allowed to do what? To go for work. I was just watching a video in the United States where a doctor who was unvaccinated went to the hospital to work. He was chased by the security to say, we don't want you to put the vaccinated people at risk. You need to get vaccinated for you to see the patients.
And would you say that maybe this blame again should go to the previous administration? You know, I'm trying to marry what you've just demanded, that there are some people in the Ministry of Health that might be sabotaging the works of the government, because these are the people that were left by the Patriotic Front, right? But again, remember that the PF administration left these COVID-19 restrictions very tight, okay? And you should also bear in mind that how difficult it is for a human being or for Zambians when it comes to adapting to these measures put in place. Then you tell them, guys, we have relaxed, okay, go about your normal business. Then imagine that if the pandemic becomes worse today, what will happen? So would you still blame on the permanent secretaries at the Ministry of Health and the other directors, you know, or now this is the problem with the current administration, besides the PF here? Because I think it's too much of the PF, you know, being used as an excuse for all the problems that are being used. Is this a problem for the PF, or is the problem for the current administration, Bali's administration?
I think it will be very much unfair to put the blame on the current administration. Very much unfair.
Who should bear the blame?
Why am I saying so?
Yeah.
The current administration is using which budget, and who made the budget?
Wait. You have to, let's
wait. No, I want you to understand.
All right.
You see, they are using the PF budget.
Right.
And everything which they are doing is within in that budget. And if the PF budget didn't speak according to the way things are supposed to be done, these are some of the effects or the lapses we are able to see here and there. But again, on the other hand, why we need to clean up the Ministry of Health? These are the people, when the time for campaigns, they were announcing fake figures for COVID to stop President Hakainde Hichilema to go campaign anywhere. You will see Malama giving statements on COVID when President Hakainde Hichilema is scheduled to go visit Chipata. You hear the following day Kennedy Malama will be giving a statement on COVID, saying Eastern Province has recorded a huge number of COVID. When President Hakainde Hichilema says he wants to go to Northern, you hear Malama saying, no, we have more cases of COVID in Northern. They were using COVID to bar President Hakainde Hichilema to go to fail to go to campaign. He would have not won by 2.8 million if he was given the place to campaign nicely. It would have been a big landslide. It would have won maybe by 4 to maybe 4.5 million votes. But it didn't campaign. And this affected President Hakainde not having other MPs in some other areas. Because of this technical team who are jumping at the Ministry of Health were doing before they were before people voted into office. Wherever Madam the Vice President wants to go campaign anywhere, the numbers of COVID cases in that area, they'll go up.
Right.
And these are the same people you can say they are there to push the agenda for the United Party for National Development. No.
I want us to squeeze time. We've got 5 minutes according to what my director tells me.
Okay.
But still more, let me try to simplify this question because I'm lost. I don't know if it's only me, but I am sure there could be 1 or 2 among the over 18 million Zambians that are lost in your response. My question again, Mr. Kanyika, here, you brought in the issue of a budget, the issue of campaigns, you know, vis-a-vis the vice president, the president. Really, I don't know really how you are trying to connect this issue. My question again was on the issue of COVID-19 relaxation of these measures or the loosening of these COVID-19 measures that were left by the PF administration. Because it is you in your preamble, you mentioned that for you or for the government to relax these measures, I think it is a missed call.
Yes.
So it is a problem.
Yes.
And I'm asking you, should this problem be put on the table of President Bali and his administration? Or maybe it's a problem which can you go back to the previous administration?
It is the problem that can go to the previous administration. Why? The advisors to the minister are still from the old administration. So they are trying to embarrass the minister. You should know very well that COVID have serious way or to upset your thinking or your budget. And we saw what happened when COVID was at peak. And in Zambia, we are anticipating a fourth wave, which we are saying it may start in December, January. And we know very well that that's the period COVID cases in Zambia goes up. Well, we still have 3.8% of the Zambians vaccinated. Then the minister comes and lifts the restrictions. Upon whose advice? Upon our technical team advice. And who appointed the technical team whom the minister she's working with? It is the previous administration. Right. So why should you put on the new administration? No. The new administration is new.
Right.
Yeah, it's new. They have not appointed any technical.
And the previous administration that you are describing as a bad administration,
a very bad administration,
left you with the COVID-19 restrictions, setting a tone to say this is how best we can fight the COVID-19.
They left those
government.
They left their restrictions because it was the thing to do by everyone. We would have not watched everyone dying. We lost a lot of people during the pandemic.
All right. I will not push you further, and let me now get to where we are in terms of our agenda, our 2030 agenda of achieving good, healthy, and the well-being for all the citizens of this country. Remember, they are among the 17 sustainable development goals that we've had as a country for a long time, and other countries. SDG number 3. Are we closer to achieving that vision? Good, healthy. Looking at the immense problems that we have, the poor health structures we have in this country, the shortage of human resource, and coupled with poor conditions of service, our doctors, again, they're dying on a daily basis. What can we do? Just answer that in a minute. We wind up.
Okay. Yes, we are going to achieve that vision 2030. Yeah. The reason is simple. President Hakainde Hichilema is a man of integrity and is the man whom everyone trusts. And once we change the people at means of health, the new team that will come there, it will be energetic and it will be working towards the goals of the president and reaching the 2030 agenda. And we are likely to do that because there will be prudent use of resources at the means of health. There will be, when you check the minister on Ebomasevo on Thursday, she was talking in Parliament to say, come next year in the 2020 budget, the government has put that they are going to employ a lot of health workers. That is the UPND first budget, which already is giving some positives in terms of reducing the shortage or burden of human resource in the Ministry of Health. The budget itself, according to the minister, what she said in Parliament, it's going to look into that. And most of the people who are not working are the young people, the youths. And President Hakainde Hichilema has continued all the time be saying that my administration is to fix the problem and provide employment for the young people because they are the one who voted for me into office.
All right, the UPND administration has announced that once they're about to borrow some monies that will come into the country, and when that money comes, it has to go for further expansion of the infrastructure development, and these are high schools. Unlike maybe employing more doctors, more nurses in our hospitals, some of them have been fired.
No.
Some of them have died.
I think
is that a priority?
I think let's wait for the budget. Then I can assure you, you are going to appreciate that.
Besides
the new
budget,
administration.
My question is based on what has been given to us through the Minister of Health in Parliament, that government is bringing the funds or the monies from outside the country.
That's the minister. That's the Minister of Finance who mentioned about borrowing the money to build the schools, which is very good, and they are borrowing the money at a cheaper rate. But the Minister for Health mentioned in the 2022 budget the issues of employment for health workers is there. She mentioned, and she also asked to say, can the people of Zambia wait for the first UPND government budget?
There will be no
and I'm
salary
asking,
increment, by the way?
No, no one has said there will be no salary increment. No one has said there. Let me defend the UPND there. No one has said there will be no salary increment.
Right.
No one has said such kind of thing. These are some of the things that the former ruling party, who's now in opposition, the PF, are propagating to the Zambian people. Because they failed. They failed to do that.
Right.
Yeah, so they are bringing all these talks right, left, center, here. But me, I laugh at them. Because the budget which the government is using, it is the PF budget. Why are they attacking the things they created when we told them to say, you are not going to win these elections because you have not brought up a proper budget? They were saying no. Now today, they are coming and attacking and saying that President Hakainde Hichilema has failed. My goodness. PF was in office for 10 years. President Hakainde Hichilema has just been in office for 50 days. How can you tell someone in office who has just been in office for 50 days to say you have failed?
Are you looking for a job from the UPND administration?
No, I'm not looking for a job from the UPND administration. But I'm here to state the facts on what is happening.
Right.
You see, the people who are looking for jobs, we have seen them being quiet or lining up or trying to do whatever things. But I'm still speaking out.
Yeah.
And I still stand with what I believe should be done accordingly.
Right.
Yeah.
Allow me to appreciate you for coming.
Thank
I know
you.
that we had a lot of areas to look at, but we couldn't just do that. But I'm sure you'll be here very soon.
Thank you. And
I'm hoping that maybe after the budget, we can bring you back.
Please, let me come after the budget. It's just next week, Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll tell you to say, have you seen what the UPND government has done to the budget?
Right.
And you'll be clapping to say, yes, we are moving forward as a country.
Right. Thank you so much for coming, Jerome.
You're welcome.
Right. Right at you, the people of Zambia as well. Allow me to appreciate you for your viewership. And my guest on the program has been Jerome Kanyika, pharmacist. And of course, just trying to answer to some of the questions that you've had. And of course, always my job is to ask those critical questions, be it irritating in your ears, not comfortable, but my role really is to ask those questions and seek for answers. Thank you so much to my camera person in the studio, Obvious Kapunda. We appreciate you. And Sampi, upstairs, Alone Man, we appreciate you as well. Allow me to appreciate my producer, Maptopiri, as well. Thank you so much to you, the people of Zambia. Like I always say, may God bless Zambia. May God bless Mother Africa. Good night.